Good evening to you and welcome. It's Tuesday, 2nd July 2024. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, Rivers State local government election date sparks more reactions. Flash floods across Port Harcourt after heavy downpour today. Non-teaching staff of Nigerian universities threaten strike. 5 girls trafficked to Côte d'Ivoire from Benue State for prostitution rescued. On the foreign scene, dozens killed at religious event in India. I am Constance Mega.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The Rivers State local government election date announced by the State Electoral Commission has continued to spark more reactions. Speaking on this, the state chairman of the Action People's Party, APP, Kenneth Atata, says conducting local government elections will resolve the political crisis in the state. Mr. Atata said this during an interview with correspondent Martha Okerenkem, where he also said his party is willing to support the State Independent Electoral Commission, RISEC, to conduct credible local government elections on the 5th of October. He also urged Rivers people not to sell their votes.
The chairman of RISEC, who is having to be a retired judge, will prove integrity in the area of giving Rivers State a free, fair, and credible election, where all parties will be happy at the end of the day. Parties local, do the work, let the voters choose who leads them. This is not time for conferencing. Let's ensure that we elect credible leaders at the local government level, so to avoid vacuum, because nature forbids vacuum.
Also, an election observer, Nathaniel Akbos, says he expects the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to improve on the lapses experienced in the last local government elections. Mr. Akbos, the Rivers State Coordinator, Transition Monitoring Group, said this in an interview with correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu, and he said the success of the forthcoming local government election will depend largely on the attitude of the political class and their supporters.
This inducement we talk about, where does it emanate from? Do you think it is the people who man the commission? No. They are all mostly influenced by our political class. So we hope that they will improve whatever lapses and gaps that they experienced during the last administration that conducted local government council elections. So voters should be very well informed about the activities of the local government elections. That is one part I didn't witness in the last time RISEC conducted local government council election.
Well, Mr. Akbos also advised the Rivers State Governor Siminala Ifubara to keep his promise and allow RISEC conduct a free, fair and credible election in October.
So we hope with what we are seeing, the governor of this state, I've listened to him severally, he has always expressed the confidence that he is not going to interfere in things that has to do with election. And we hope that he keeps to his word and allow the RISEC to carry out their statutory function of conducting a free, fair and credible election.
Similarly, a human rights lawyer, Courage Nsirimovu, says it is the duty of the government to ensure the existence of local government councils. Well, Mr. Nsirimovu, while speaking in an interview, said holding local government elections is in fulfillment of the Constitution.
It is the duty of government and its agency, which is now RISEC, to ensure the existence of local government. There shouldn't have been any vacuum. This election ordinarily should have been conducted before June 17th. So it's a special situation we find ourselves in Rivers State, and doing this is in line with the Constitution.
Mr. Nsirimovu also spoke on whether it is safe to conduct local government elections in Rivers State and said the Commission, RISEC, should work with security agencies to ensure a violence-free election.
Build up to the election, they need to mop up arms. They need to continue to talk to the public. Hate speech at a time like this, inciting speeches at a time like this should be discouraged. So they have to look at the various political actors and ensure that they are peaceful and we have a peaceful election. This time it shouldn't be business as usual. Electoral offenders should be prosecuted.
In another development, as the political crisis in Rivers State continues to intensify, some members of the APC in Andoni local government area say they are now in support of the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara. While the members, who include loyalists of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, SDP and APC members drawn from Ataba wards 10 and 11 in Andoni local government, have pledged their loyalty to Governor Fubara at an event put together by the Simplified Movement in Ataba Kingdom, while the leader of the Dikampis and former councillor of his ward, Joseph Nloke, said the peaceful disposition of Governor Fubara and his approach to development endeared them to him.
On behalf of these men and women you see here today, APC is in Ward 11 and Ward 10. I assure everybody, I challenge anyone. Let anyone come out to speak on behalf of APC in Ward 11 and Ward 10, and let's see that person. Ataba is exclusively for Sim. Is it not so? Today we are declaring emphatically strong and fit to tell you that any day, anytime, count on us, we will deliver.
While receiving the Dikampis, the Caretaker Committee Chairman and the local government area, Reginald Ekan, charged them to join hands with the governor to make Rivers State peaceful and prosperous.
His Excellency, Sir Siminalayi Joseph Fubara, I stand on his behalf to welcome you to our fold and also encourage you that what we do is not anything that to see that Rivers State and Andoni precisely is peaceful, and to see that our community are also peaceful. So join hands with our coordinator and other members of our fold to ensure that this movement does not stop at this point.
In other news now, the Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers has described the call for a state of emergency in the state as selfish and narrow-minded move by enemies of the state. Well, this is contained in a communique read by the newly inaugurated chairman of the council, Eze Chike Woluwodo, after the extraordinary meeting of the Forum of Chairmen of Local Government Area Councils of Traditional Rulers. Well, Eze Woluwodo also called on the Inspector General of Police to investigate the alleged unprofessional conduct of his men and for barricading the local government council headquarters in the state.
Those calling for the declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State are parochial, selfish, unpatriotic, and do not have the mandate and support of the royal fathers. There's a call on all investors in Rivers State to continue to sustain their businesses without fear, as there is nothing on ground that threatens the security of their investment in Rivers State. Calls are made on the governor of Rivers State to remain steadfast in his delivery of good governance to the people of Rivers State and not be distracted.
Well, the new chairman of the Rivers State Traditional Rulers Council commended Governor Siminalayi Fubara for his developmental strides in the last year and also advised investors to invest in Rivers State.
We request the Inspector General of Police to advise his officers and men in Rivers State to deal with the current political instigated crisis in Rivers State with utmost professionalism and impartiality, as there are crises from some quarters that the Nigerian police in Rivers State is taking sides in its dealing with the issues arising from the current situation in Rivers State. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to ignore the call for a declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State.
Correspondent Soebi Oruwari reports that the extraordinary meeting of the Rivers State Traditional Rulers Council was attended by 22 of the Forum of Chairmen of Local Government Area Councils of Traditional Rulers that acted on behalf of the Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers. Away from that now, some taxi drivers and residents of Port Harcourt have raised concerns following the rise of one-chance robbery and pickpocket criminals who pose as drivers or passengers. Well, speaking with our correspondent, the residents say the criminals are causing serious worry as they now use POS machines to defraud unsuspecting passengers of their hard-earned money.
They do my wife also. Sunday morning, was going to church. 3 people there for back, one chance for front. Now the time I have very shift, making balance well. That was that Madam balance well now. Because making just take back, going hold, back they open, don't go. 7,000 away hold, don't go.
As I entered the taxi, the guy was like asking me, can I help him that he's going to a place where you don't know, that he just came me from Cameroon, that he has dollar with him. I hear that dollar. I quickly get the signal, ask the driver to drop. I'm not going again. Driver asked me why. I said, I want to drop, I'm not going again. So I drop, then I call me winch.
That's why I know they blame anybody when they look inside before you enter. I know they blame my business because of our experience.
When you want to close the door, they'll be like, my hand. Then you trying to open the door now, they've collected what they want and they'll push you out of the motor.
Well, reacting to this, a transport worker and task force chairman at the Rumokoro Park, Bright Musu, advised residents to visit motor parks and avoid entering taxis along the road.
Most of the motor you see along the road shouting one chance, all of them are doing one chance. You may enter the motor, it become a one chance where they will rob you and push you out of the motor. But if you enter motor inside the park, we will identify the motor. Whatever the motor that loaded this park, will have its number. So we will identify the motor immediately. We'll ask the next motor, you load before so and so motor. Where is that motor? Then they will tell us what happened.
Well, the police have not spoken on this. Still to come, NAPTIP rescues 5 girls trafficked to Côte d'Ivoire. Stay tuned.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Thanks for staying with us. And now to the rest of the news. The flash flood situation. The flash flood situation in the Rumigbo axis of Ikwere Road, Port Harcourt metropolis, has sparked health concerns. But the floods also affect said Peter Dili Road, Eneka Road, and parts of NTO Road, following a heavy downpour in Port Harcourt today, where some residents of the Rumigbo axis along Ikwere Road, who spoke with our correspondent, said the flood comes with offensive odors and mosquitoes. They also urged the government to clean up the partially closed drainages.
This Rumigbo Health Center, government have to do something about the gutters. You understand? I can't even go to my house. I have to wait till this water come down.
Rumigbo Civic Center, to be precise. The water here is very, very bad. Like rainy season is kind of the worst time in this place. Erosion where they gather for this place, almost Jesus. Number one, mosquito, environmental pollution. Like at night you cannot stay here. The place is so smell. Plus dustbin and another thing that the water will bring out. So it's very bad. I think the government should at least work on the gutters.
I'm coming back from school and everywhere is flooded. I cannot match the water. So government should do something about it to avoid a lot of people getting infected.
Our correspondent reports that the flood slowed vehicular movements in the areas affected. Away from that, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, has threatened to shut down universities this Thursday over the non-payment of their 4 months withheld salaries by the government. The union issued this warning in a communique after its National Executive Council meeting today at the University of Benin, Edo State, where the union accused the government of being insensitive and deliberately using divide and rule tactics to cause problems in the universities. 5 girls who were allegedly trafficked to Côte d'Ivoire by a syndicate in Benue State have been rescued and are awaiting repatriation to Nigeria. Well, the girls, who are between the ages of 18 and 21, were recently seen in a viral video circulating on social media lamenting their ordeal. Well, confirming the rescue of the girls, NAPTIP Commander Makurdi Zonal Command Gloria Abai explained that the girls were already in the custody of the Nigerian embassy in Côte d'Ivoire.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
More than 100 people have been killed in a stampede at a religious gathering in northern India. Officials say the incident happened at a Hindu religious event in Hathras district in Uttar Pradesh state, where the victims are still being identified. A spokesperson for a senior police officer in Uttar Pradesh told the BBC that it would take hours to release the final number of victims. And that's the news this evening. But before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. You heard that the Rivers State local government election date has continued to spark more reactions, and there were flash floods across Port Harcourt today after a heavy downpour. Non-teaching staff of Nigerian universities have threatened to begin a strike this Thursday. And on the foreign scene, dozens have been killed at a religious event in India. The news was edited by Onyeka Chinwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.